Everybody, we're in Mirfield. Just look at these beautiful, beautiful tulips. Look at them. I don't know what them blue flowers are. I've got crocuses. I've got my favourite flower, the dandelion. Actually, it's a toss-up between a dandelion and a tulip. I think I'm like them both equally the same. Some of them are coming open. Like these beautiful red ones. Look at the colour on that. And look at that purple one. Anyhow, it's quite a lot to see here, you know. I wanted to show you around St Marys, which is this church here. We've got some graves that we're going to look at. We've also got is it a landmark, possibly, of distinct importance archaeologically. It's an old castle within the church grounds. You can't really see it now, it's covered over as a... We'll see it anyway. So we've got this boat here. Oh, it says Church House, Little Bloomers. So I'm assuming the kids have probably done that, local kids. And then we've got something over here, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, it's going to grow. Got a little seahorse up there. Anyhow, let's have a look at this over it. I thought this might have been stocks. You know, an old stocks from years ago. I think it probably is. Usually on things like this you can see dates from when they originated, but I don't seem to be able to see that on this one. You can assume it's probably 1700s because that's when they used to carry out that practice, didn't they? Anyway, let's get into churchyard. So start by this end. We've got a monument here as we go in, everybody. Oh, look at this. The Queen's Platinum Jubilee 2022. What was I saying? Yeah, there's a war memorial as we come in. This is dedicated to the people of the soldiers of the First World War, I think. Look at that magpie. We've got a flagpole, but with no flag on. This tower, there's a story behind this tower. All the pigeons going in, they must live in there. I think this is the original. I'll have to tell you in a minute when we get to it. But this is the... Doesn't say you can't walk on the grass, so I am doing. So I can read this stone. Brave. Trying to see what it says. To the men of this parish who lost their lives that others may live. 1914 to 1918, everybody. We've got a nice wreath there. So today is Easter. It's Good Friday. The reason why I've come to Mirfield, well, I wanted to come here because this is a beautiful building, everyone. It's huge as well. Honest to God, I think it's bigger than Oldham Church. Probably not in length, but I mean, look at the size of that tower. It's magnificent. It really is. The clock's correct as well. Let's have a look around it. So yeah, this building, by the way, this was built in 1875, so it's not as old as some of the churches that we come to. That there is from an old structure. We're going to have a good look around that anyway. But let's go and find the graves. But before we do, can we just stop to have a look at this beautiful door? Look at that ironwork, everybody. Forged by hand. by a local blacksmith. Look at the beautiful workmanship on that. It's perfect. Look at it. It's beautiful. Look at them old screws holding it in, everyone. I hope the camera's focusing. What can you see? And we've got an old chub lock there. Probably a fairly modern edition, although it's a big key. I wonder how old that is. And then we've got this, look. This massive handle. Fascinated by these things, me, honestly. And I don't know what these marks are here on the wall. Maybe it's from like umbrellas, you know, when people have walked in over years. Anyway, let's have a look round because I want to find them. Oh, something on the wall here. Hey up. The tower was built to the glory of God and in memory of Joshua Ingham of Blake Hall, AD 1871. So it was 1871, not 1876. I got that wrong. So Joshua Ingham. Obviously someone, we'll find out who he was. Also in the memory of Joseph Lee of Shillbank House, Mirfield, who by his will, left 3,000 towards the tower bells and clock. Joseph Lee. I wonder what Joseph did. Look at that, everybody. It's gorgeous. We've got any more in the walls here? Oh, it's a beautiful day. Anyway, I was saying, I've come to Mirfield because I'm a big fan of Patrick Stewart. So if you don't know who he is, you will know who he is. I'm sure, because he's very famous. Oh, there's the tower. We'll get to that. Oh, my God. Look at that. That is even better than the other one. Look at that ironwork. No, really, look at it, everyone. That is superb. Absolutely beautiful. I think it's just decoration as well. You know, obviously it's holding the planks of wood together, isn't it? Look at the bottom bit there, everyone. Where it goes down. That is absolutely tremendous. Look at these big massive rivets holding them on. And then above the door, I don't know if you can make that out. I think that might be the nativity, you know. And then the other side of the tower from below. God, isn't it amazing? Anyway, we'll go and have a look at the castle in a minute. But yeah, Patrick Stewart, Shakespearean actor, was born and raised in Mirfield. And he was in X-Men. He played Professor Xavier from recent stuff. He plays Captain Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek The Next Generation. But he was brought up in Mirfield as a Yorkshireman, although you wouldn't think it because when he went off to London to well, we're going to have a look at this and look at that tree. When he went off to London, I think it was RADA where he trained. They forced everybody, well, they get you to talk in a different accent, and he's just kept it. Really not that much to say here, everyone, but this is a significant historical mound. So beneath all of this vegetation, mud, are the remains of a castle. It was actually called Mirfield Castle, and it dates back from around 1100. I think it was 11, or was it 1050 to 11 something? But anyway, it's obviously over time it's crumbled. But architecturally, there's significant historical interest underneath that mound, so it's actually a protected site and you're not allowed to touch it, alter it or interfere with it in any way, although it does look like people have probably clambered up the hill. But yeah, that's what that is. I think the graveyard's down the back here. I think I just saw it. Oh, they've got some brambles in here as well. There'll be nice, some nice. Ooh. That's to signify it's 11:30. Hey, can you see? At the top there. Don't know if you can make them out, two gargoyles. They've got pipes coming out the gobs. Absolutely spectacular. Right, Aren't we lucky to have heard that? At one point, see, this is the thing you see with ivy. It's all over. I don't know why people introduce it. I really don't. Obviously, it's naturally growing, but like that, at some point, was taking over the side of the wall. And it does leave these horrible marks. You know, it's eating into everything. And, I mean, it's even started eating into the bloody glass there. And, yeah, they've stopped it. I'd love to go inside here, I bet. Them stained glass windows tell loads of stories. Fortunately, they're too high up for me to actually see. Anyway, let's get down to... Oh, look, there's loads of graves, everyone. Let's have a look. There's some more graves in here as well, but we knew that because it said Commonwealth, didn't it? Oh, I think we're going to have a look at this and then make our way back. Well, my way back, I mean my way round the cemetery. So this is in loving memory of William France, F-R-A-N-C-E Smith, the beloved husband of Louisa Smith of Ravensthorpe, who died January 28th, 1903. He was 49. Also Florence, the beloved daughter, and Louisa, the beloved wife. Oh yeah, Louisa Smith, yeah. Right, okay, what I like about this churchyard, if you've not already got onto it, look at these daffodils just here, there and everywhere. I mean, they're absolutely stunning. I suspect that they're probably to mark graves. I mean, all of this will have graves, just not everybody was fortunate enough to have an headstone. But there will be bodies aplenty under here. I can't remember actually how many people it said they were buried here. I think it was about 70,000. Which sounds like a lot, but it's not for a graveyard. Or for a... well, it is a graveyard, yeah. So... this grave has just piqued my interest here, everyone. So we've got Robert Barrowclough of Linthorpe Villas, Knoll Road, Mirfield, entered into rest December 1st, 1932, was 72. So he would have been born in the mid-1800s, wouldn't he? Or mid to late. Ada Elizabeth Alberta, dearly beloved wife, she died in 1934. She was 71. And this, look at this one. Ah, so A is for the surname Avison, and it's in loving remembrance of Morris, dearly loved husband of Kathleen Elizabeth Avison of Briargant, Mirfield, who died August 8th, 1958. He was 57, so he was born in 1901. That's a fairly recent grave then, isn't it, everybody, for this channel. So what I need to do now is get round here without snapping my ankle through this long. Yeah, it's a really nice churchyard. I'm dead pleased I came over here, you know. Not so sure about these houses. They're nice, but they ruin the aesthetic a little bit, don't they? There's a fella there walking his dog. Look at him. You can hear me whistling. He's a nice doggy. Look at him, everyone. Look at him. Hello. Hello. Oh, you're a good girl.
You're coming to look round the graveyard here.
Eh?
You're going to look at the flowers.
I am actually. Yeah, well, I'm having a look at the gravestones. You know, everyone, one of the things I like about coming out and doing videos is when you meet nice people like that fella I've just been speaking to. His dog's called, that dog, it's called Noah. It's a lovely little dog. Anyway, he's just told me that the Brontes lived around here and they used to come to this church. And they used to live at a place, one of them was a governess, one of the sisters. And she used to live and work at Blake Hall. Blake Hall's now been demolished. Apparently the old rectory's there. If I think on, we'll go and find it on our way back. You know, I forget things sometimes. I wanted to have a look at this. Oh, and he's just given me some information on that old church. It is the original church tower, that. This is Isaac Blittle. Or is it Buttle? No, Isaac Buttle. B-U-T-T-L-E. Born 1851, died 1903. Also Janice, his wife. And Kathleen May, the daughter. Beautiful. I think it's a lovely looking stone, that, everyone, don't you? Oh, let's see what, I nearly tripped over then. Right, let's get back on path. Because what we're going to do, we're going to have a walk round now. And go and have a look at that. Apparently, over here we've got the very old graves, which is what we want into. Well, we want them all, but the graves from the 1700s. And also the remains of the old church. But yeah, he was just telling me, apparently, the locals at the time who built this church, the idea back then was, you know, that they weren't necessarily bothered about saving buildings. The Victorians didn't seem it important, didn't see the importance of it, but they did with this. They did keep the tower, as you'll see, and I think that's bloody lovely to see. But he said that the original oldest graves are up here, so we're going to go and find them now, and I'll meet you back there. Everybody over there, there's a squirrel on that tree trunk on floor over there. When I start walking towards him now, he'll scuttle off. Oh, they're still there. He hasn't seen me yet. Yep, there he goes. Can you see him? See him going up the tree? Look at him, look at him, look at him. Not this funny? Right. So. Oh, he's up there now, look. Can you see him? Further and further. Oh, he's cute. You know, I've never seen a red squirrel on my travels. Very, very rare now. I don't know if they're only in certain parts of the country now, because they got driven out by the greys, didn't they? That's the grey. But I'd absolutely love to see a red squirrel. Right, let's get over here and have a look at some of these huge monuments. So there are, hear that pigeon? There are some big graves here. Let's just have a quick snippet before we go and look at the old tower. John, the son of Jacob and Jane Lister of Mirfield, who died May 24th, 1798. He was 9 years old. Also Samuel, their son. He died in 1801. The above Jacob Lister, he died in 1835. He was, 1835. He was 69. Also a wife of the above. Children. Let's have a look over here, everyone. Be nice if we can see. I reckon the people who built the church, their graves are going to be in here 100%. Makes absolute sense that they would be. Why would they be buried anywhere else? Look at them. White daffodil. They're lovely. You know what I'm noticing on all these graves? They're all children. Big massive, I'm not saying they shouldn't have big massive monuments to children, I'm just saying there's a lot of children in here that are going in first. It's just the way it was back then, wasn't it, I suppose, and still is today in some instances, which is a bit sad. Right, let's have a look. Right, I'm going to have a look at this one over here. I'm going to have a peek into that field and see what that is. And then we're going to get a look at that tower, because this video is going to be a big one, everyone. I actually wanted to have a walk around the town as well. I might do that in another video. This is in memory of Elizabeth. Oh wow, wow, look at that, it's beautiful. Elizabeth Valentine Barker of this parish, who departed this life at 34 years in 1849. Wow, everyone. There's an out to sea over there, it's just a field. I don't know if that's Noah. No, it's t'other fella. Anyway.
When you come to this one, had you seen it before?
Eh?
Had you seen it before? Driven past?
No. Right, we're in. Just seen, I never asked his name. Why didn't I ask his bloody name? The chap with his dog Noah. Apparently the bottom of this building is Saxon. And then what they did is they built on, this is Georgian. I've just noticed this. I don't know if this is a doorway, like an old doorway or an old window, but it looks like it's sunken. But some older graves here, everybody. So we're going to have a good look at these. These are actually beautiful. So this is, here layeth the body of John, the only son of John Northup, who departed this life at Knowle Lane, the 7th day of June, in the 6th year of his age, Anno Domini 1701. Also, Leith, the body of Elizabeth, I can't even read that. Also, anyway, body of Elizabeth, Eliz Fall, wife of the, I can't even read it, Christopher of, oh, let's move on. This one's interesting. Don't you think this is beautiful, everybody? This is 1697. Let's get up here. Here layeth the body of Thomas Hepworth of Knowle in Mirfield, who departed this life on the 27th day of October 1697 in the 9th year of his age. 59th year, I think that is actually. This, I don't know if this is in Latin or something, because I can't actually understand it. Body is raised and survived. Body, here layeth the body of the Lawton, who departed this life 17th day of December 17, I think that's 1711, age 73. Look at this, everybody. 1715, Richard Thorpe, late of Hopton Hall, gentleman, who parted this life 6th of January 1715 at the age of 33. Joseph Young, son of John of Hopton, who departed this life 26th of Feb 1707. My God, everybody, look how old these stones are. John Beswick Greenwood of Dewsbury Moor, born December 30th, 1795, died 1879. Wow. Mary Taylor Greenwood. The Inghams are here, everybody. I just need to work out how to get round to them. Let's try this end. So the Inghams are the ones that built the church, or, you know, significantly funded it, I suppose. Joshua Ingham of Blake Hall, grandfather of the above. Jesus. 4th of June 1740, he died in 1814. Also Mary Cunliffe, his wife, born 13th of Feb, she died 1899. That must be the wife of someone else in this grave. Let's go out to the side. Here rests Joshua Ingham of Blake Hall, born 1802, died 1866. Here also rests Joshua Ingham of Knowle House, father of the above, 1733, buried in 1816. We've got some beautiful rose bushes. Look at this I've just spied. Right, we need to read this. This table in the 17th was erected in the year 1745 A lift of the pious and charitable benefactors of the school, church and poor of the parish of Mirfield. So it says, donor unknown left, toy pouring money, Nath Waterhouse left, oh God, LJ per Ann, poor paid by proper trustees, Richard Thorpe gent left, 5 and 10 per Ann to the school paid out of Runda Farm. Joseph Ledgard left L2 per Ann to the school paid out of Barker's Farm. Also, L2 per a toy poor paid out of Shittenab. Shittenab. Oh God, brilliant. Richard Bowman Esquire late of Whitley Hall left 10 per annum, £10 per annum, I'm assuming that is, to put out to poor boys, apprentices paid in money. Rob Holdsworth left £5 per annum to the vicar clerk and poor paid out of brick hole and land. The Holdsworth left 10 per annum. I don't know what this toy school's paid out of Well Homes and Lands. Well House and Lands. James Sheplerley, he left £4 per annum, I'm assuming it were pound, per annum to the poor paid out of Dead Eyes, Wheatcroft and Co. Out of Dead Eyes. Mrs Mary Hutton left £2 per annum to the poor paid out of Handbank Farm. And then it's got money. And then we've got Richard Northup, he left, I think it was 10 per annum, paid in money. That was what it says, in money at the end. And Lady Elizabeth Harting left 2 for a monthly sacrament to be paid to the vicar of this church every Christmas. And then there's something at the bottom there that I can't quite make out. Look at that, everybody. Isn't it fabulous history here? We're going to call it quits here, everybody. It's a beautiful day. We're in the Garden of Remembrance here. I don't tend to feature the Garden of Remembrance just because they tend to be more modular cremated, modular graves. And I really wouldn't want anyone to think that, you know, I'm making a show of a recent burial, if you know what I mean. Unless there was a significant reason to do so. Sometimes I have, if it was a public, you know, public figure like I did the bare knuckle boxer a few months back. So just shut this ancient gate. Oh, I thought I had. And I think we're going to call it quits at that, everybody. Brilliant. Look at this old walkway here. Look, it tells you all about it. Oh, didn't know that one. 3. The grave of Rath family of Royal Rod Hall. It includes a description of a triple murder and the subsequent trial and punishment. Found guilty of murder. Right, we need to go and find that. Where is it? Where the hell is it? I think it's on the other side. We need to find that. Do we need to see anything else while we're... Do we see the scriptures tablet? Oh, look at that bell-shaped headstone dedicated to the bell ringer of the parish. Come on, let's find that grave. We've got to see that. I think it's this. I need to be a bit more observant, me. Let's see what this says. John Rath of Water Broyd, who departed this life December 7th, 1817, in the 76th year of his life. Also Mary James Rath, the daughter above named. Likewise, in the memory of those James Rath of Waterroyd House, 67 years, also of Anne, wife. The above aged couple were, with then servant girl, were murdered in their own house on the 12th of May 1847. About 10 o'clock at no by two Irish men named Patrick Reed and Michael McCabe, who travelled to the neighbourhood selling small wares. Reed was executed at York and McCabe transported for life of the above crime. Transported, I wonder if he was sent to Australia or something like that. Also of Mary, wife of the Benjamin Rath, who died 13th of December. There you go, everybody. Very, very, very interesting. So one was executed and the other transported. But he got fired off to Australia, that one. Anyway, Mirfield, that's where we are. What did I say before? I came out with something crazy and said we were in a completely different place. Anyway, there you go. Jump back in car now. Oh, here we go. I love a blue plaque. St Mary's Church, a medieval church, was constructed in the 13th century around the remains of the earlier chapel situated within the bailey of Norman Castle. The church was rebuilt in 1826, later to become the place of worship of the Bronte sisters. In 1871, present church was newly constructed on the site of Castle Hall, formerly the residence of many famous Mirfield families. See you in the next one, everybody.